Okay, so a question you could get asked in the summer is why do some populations live in hazardous zones? Why do they live on the side of a volcano? Why do they live in areas which suffer from earthquakes? Here we go. So first reason, it could be due to the opportunities for farming. Because if people live on the side of a volcano, that's a volcano by the way, the land around the volcano is going to be very fertile, which is going to be perfect for growing crops. Secondly, it could be linked to a lack of education in the particular area, the country, so therefore people have a lack of knowledge of the risks that are involved in living in that particular place. As time's gone on, a lot of money has been invested into things like monitoring, evacuation procedures around the world. So people feel safer when it comes to living in an area which might suffer from earthquakes, be at risk of tsunamis. So we have got improved systems in place. So what I mean by systems is monitoring and evacuation procedures, so people feel safer to live in those places. Number 4, it could be due to a low frequency. So earthquakes and volcanoes, they don't happen every day, especially large ones. So some people might consider the risk to actually be quite low because they don't happen that often. I mean, if they did happen, the magnitude might be quite high, which would be devastating, but people would weigh it up. You know, if they're living in an area where the soil's really fertile so they can grow crops, and you've got hazards that don't happen on a daily basis, that might be one reason they would stay living in that place. Next one, also very similar to improved systems in place. If I just take this over here, a lot of places around the world now have better building design. So in an earlier video I spoke about how some buildings in some countries, particularly HICs, they have buildings which have got cross bracing, a pendulum in the roof, deep foundations, for example. There's a few more characteristics. Check out the other video, you can find out those there. But once again, it may just reassure people that there is good monitoring, there is good evacuation, and actually buildings are now designed to withstand really powerful earthquakes. And the last one we're going to look at is people living in poverty. So a lot of people living in poverty, they're not particularly worried about where they live, they more be worried about housing and food and living costs. So in summary, why do people live in hazardous areas? Improved systems in place, monitoring evacuation, better building design, they feel safer. They don't happen often, they might have a high magnitude and they do happen, but it's not every day. So people think, might as well just stay put. Farming, fertile soil around volcanoes, and of course there may be a lack of education in some parts of the world, so they are not aware of the risks involved, and also an increase in poverty. So there we are.